banished Duke swears by the celibacy and twins the rule of his greater kingdom to his to a sadistic and tyrannical twin brother who has a stuttering problem. He learns some fantastical feats of magic and sets sail for the golden age of Greece, along with his daughters, 3 beautiful and virginal sets of identical twins. While rounding the hill of Italy, the Duke's ship is caught in a terrible tempest, which, in its fury, casts the Duke upon a desert island along with the loveliest and most virginal of his daughters, who stumbles into a cave where she is molested by a creature who is either a man, a fish, or both. Act 2 is in front.
The long-lost children of the Duke's brother, also coincidentally 3 sets of identical twins, have just arrived in Italy. Though still possessed of an inner nobility, they are ragged, destitute, penniless, flea-infested shadows of the men they once were. And the utmost extremity are forced to borrow money from an old Jew who deceives them into putting down their brains as collateral on the loan. Meanwhile, the brothers fall in love with 6 Italian sisters, 3 of whom are contentious, sharp-tongued little shrews, while the other 3 are submissive, air-headed little bimbos.
Act 3. The shipwrecked identical daughters of the Duke wash up on the shores of Italy, disguised themselves as men, and become pages and shrews of matchmakers for the Duke's brother's sons. They lead all the lovers into a nearby forest where, on Midsummer's night, a bunch of mischievous fairies squeeze the aphrodisiac juice of a hermaphroditic flower in the shrew's eyes, causing them to fall in love with their own pages, who have in turn fallen in love with the Duke's brother's sons, while the queen of the fairies seduces a jackass, and they all have a lovely bisexual animalistic orgy.
Act 4! The elderly brothers of the Italian sisters, finding the daughters busy, dispatch messages to the pages, telling them to kill any man in the vicinity.
However, unable to find men in the forest, the faithful messengers, in a final misguided act of loyalty, deliver the messages to each other and kill themselves.
Meanwhile, the fish creature and the Duke arrive in the forest disguised as Russians, and for no apparent reason perform a 2-man underwater version of Uncle Vanya.
Act 5! The Duke commands the fairies to right their wrongs.
The pages and the bimbos get to a knockdown, drag-out fight in the mud,
During which the pages' clothes get ripped off, revealing female genitalia.
The Duke recognizes his daughters.
The Duke's brothers recognize their uncle.
One of the bimbos grows up to be Kim Kardashian.
And they all get married and go out to dinner and divorce after 72 days.
Except for a minor character in the second act who gets eaten by a bear, the Duke's brother's sons, who, unable to pay back the old Jews, give them lobotomies.
And they all lived happily ever after. Booyah!
Oh. Alright. Let's move on from the comedy, shall we? Shall we, to the rest of Shakespeare's tragedies? Because basically we found the comedies aren't half as funny as the tragedies. Take, for example, Shakespeare's Scottish... Stop. Oh, I'm sorry.
Which you're not really supposed to talk about in the theater unless you're performing it because it's cursed.
Yeah, it's scary. And after much thorough research, we were able to perform this play in perfect Scottish accents. Double toil and trouble.
Stay in! Perfect muck speaker, but tell me what more.
Wait, Macbeth, beware the doof. None born of woman can harm Macbeth, but burn and wood come from Thompson, and don't you know?
Oh, that's dead great. I'm a what McBee, McCann, McPhilip, McDuff.
See you, Jimmy, and knew that I was from my mother's womb untimely wrecked. What do you think about that?
That's bloody disgusting. Lay on the great hog his face.
Ah, Macbeth, you murder my wife, you kill my children, just shat in me stew.
Oh, I did
Behold where lies usurper's collar, sit head. Macbeth, your arse is out the window. And know that never there was a tale of more blood and death than this of Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth.
Meanwhile, Julius Caesar was a much-beloved tyrant.
All hail Julius Caesar!
Hail, citizens!
Who was warned by a soothsayer.
Beware the Ides of March!
The great Caesar, however, chose to ignore this warning.
Now, what the hell are the odds of March? Why, that's today. Et tu, Brute?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I have come to bury Caesar, so let's bury him and give up the Macbeth. And
Cleopatra! Is this an asp I see before me? No!
Stop it!
Brandon, we have this bizarre notion that all of Shakespeare's tragic heroines wear ugly wigs and vomit on people before they die.
don't they?
No! Antony and Cleopatra is not a Pepto-Bismol commercial, okay? It's a romantic thriller. It's about a geopolitical power struggle between Egypt and Rome.
Oh, it's one of Shakespeare's geopolitical plays. Well, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have screwed around with it. Those are like my favorite. Like, what was the one he wrote about nuclear energy in Soviet Russia? You know what I'm talking about?
He never wrote anything in Soviet Russia.
Yeah, sure he did. It was called Chernobyl Kinsman, man, and it was intense. There was like mutated seals. They were all like.
Shakespeare wrote a play called Two Noble Kinsmen.
Not Chernobyl Kinsman.
I've never heard of that play.
Well, I'm not surprised you haven't heard of it, so, well, I guess I should explain. Ladies and gentlemen, Two Noble Kinsmen belongs to the category of Shakespeare's work that is commonly referred to as the Apocrypha, or in some scholarly circles, the obscure plays, or the lesser plays, or quite simply the bad plays. So, they're not totally without merit, though. In fact, one of them's hardly crap at all. It's called Troilus and Cressida. I actually talked about it at length in my new book about William Shakespeare entitled I Love My Willie, which I'd like to talk about. Book?
It's a book.
I was wondering what that bulge was.
Anyway, I was thinking we could do kind of like a short improvised version of Troilus and Cressida, just to...
Oh, like an interpretive dance performance art type thing.
Oh, I love performance art. It's so pretentious. Like, we can use Troilus and Cressida as a jumping off point to explore deeper themes like the transient nature of life or the mythology involved in the arising anticipation of forms.
I was thinking of doing like the opposite. Like we could do like scholarly, more strict...
No, screw that. We're doing that.
Okay.
Get the props.